But absolutely vital to the future is somehow breaking the cycle of violence. You would agree with that, right?
How do we do that?
So I just want to understand, why won't Israel's response and approximately 34,000 deaths, approximately 13,000 children's deaths, ultimately lead to more terrorism against Israel?
Because the radical elements need to be replaced by those who have managed to accept the neighborhood with Israel, because the claim that Israel has no right to exist will always create the next generation trying to erase Israel.
Again, though, to my question, how will bombing Gaza stop people from becoming radicalized in the future? If you are, just imagine for a moment, you are a child.
We're not bombing Gaza.
Seeing.
Did you get that?
What?
Yeah, we're not bombing Gaza. Let's just play that again.
How will bombing Gaza stop people from becoming radicalized in the future? If you are, just imagine for a moment, you are a child.
We're not bombing Gaza.
Seeing, and you have seen destruction from Israeli munitions. You have seen family members, innocent family members killed. Why wouldn't you become radicalized?
Can I share a personal story?
If you answer that question, please, Ambassador.
And there he goes to tell the story about being in a shop with a suicide bomber, and shares his expressions of how he doesn't hate that person and doesn't hate the whole race because one of his friends was killed and he wasn't killed. But then Jack asks the question again. This is only 45 seconds, and we'll just let this play through.
Doesn't answer my fundamental question. My fundamental question is, why will a child who survives an experience whereby their entire community is destroyed, where they have innocent family members killed by Israeli munitions, why will they not hate Israel in the future? And I think that is a fundamental question that remains unanswered. I have a couple more questions for you, Ambassador.
Answers, because I know of children, including my mother as a Holocaust survivor, who managed to grow out of her pains and anguish and live a full life.
She didn't have a Nazi state
and make peace
which she was living next door to anymore, did she?
She chose not to, but many Jews chose to.
There was not a Nazi state that existed after the Second World War.
But there was
this is the point, and there will be Gaza. Gaza will exist.
I hope so. I guess so.
Reporting.
Now I want to just repeat what was just said there, because Jack Thames says there will be a Gazan state, and the ambassador says, I'll play it again for you, says, I hope so. Maybe. I think so. I think those are two words. Let's have a listen again.
But this
is the point, and there will be Gaza. Gaza will exist.
I hope so.
I hope so. I guess so is the answer from the Israeli ambassador to there will be a Gaza continuing after this. I do have one more clip, Chewy, but you're welcome to have a crack right now. The next clip is only like 25 seconds, and that's the last clip.
One of the things that is always the case when someone wants to downplay what's going on, right, is they focus down onto the current thing. Like this Hamas attack that happened in October came out of nowhere. There's no need for it, that sort of thing. Like the timeline of what Israel has done here, like there's no debate. There's no reason to debate it. This is monstrous what they've done, their actions, the amount of incidences and accidents that have happened.
There's only one. That's what they said. There's only one.
The random shootings, the reports of people being run over with bulldozers, the fact that every single hospital has been flattened. This is the only way that this solves the problem for Israel is if they expel or kill everyone in Gaza.
Yeah.
There's enough evidence to show that that's what they're trying to achieve. And this October attack, even the things that they said about that, there's been so much that they stoked people's outrage over that has been disproved. The beheaded babies. The fact that a lot of people from that music festival were killed by Israeli helicopters. It's I can't trust what Israel says at any point. There is so much doubt. There have been so many lies. There's been so much disseminating about what's going on. Why would we believe them at all at any stage? And I think that the fact that I threw in, I was just Googling stuff like Palestinian Air Force, because it's the Israeli Air Force that are doing these bombing missions, right? So the Palestinians should be putting up some defense. Oh, they don't have one. Palestinian tanks, they don't have any. You know, a war is when two armies are fighting.
Yeah.
There's only one here, and it's like they profess that they're trying to get the hostages out, but there's a non-stop bombing campaign, and if someone sticks their head above ground, they get drone strike. Like, how many? We'll find out. The truth will come out. How many hostages have died?
Yeah.
From the Israeli response.
But you know what they'll say, won't you? The Israelis will say,
Oh,
"We
yes.
didn't- it
Oh,
wasn't
yeah,
us.
yeah, no.
It was them."
Absolutely. But you can sum up this whole thing, what the Palestinians have been dealing with Israel, with an image that you can find from multiple decades, and it's frighteningly the same. There are versions of this with different tanks from different places and different times, but this is the same image over and over and over again of a kid chucking a stone at a tank, because that's what they've got. But this ambassador is making my blood boil.
Well, there's one more to come.
This is again why I can't be a politician, because I would have watched this, phoned up the embassy and said, pack your shit and get out, and take the Russian ambassador with you.
Kia ora again, whānau. The clip you've just watched is brought to you today by our patrons. If you want to be a part of what we do, if you want to get behind what we're doing, if you're enjoying our content and wanting to share our content, then maybe you would consider being a patron to Big Hairy News. Head to www.patreon.com/Big Hairy News to sign up to one of our levels and be a patron. At this point, we are only a listener and viewer supported show. It all comes down to you guys. If you feel like jumping on board to help, then head to patreon.com/Big Hairy News. Hooroo!